what's up? This is Eli Jas, and you're listening to my new single, Tu Me Haces Volar, with my boy, Harv Roman.
Qué felicidad poder disfrutar de un amor inigualable como el que tú me das. ¿Quién iba a imaginar sin tener que buscar? Te pareciste, mi mundo ya no es igual. Como nadie más. No importa si estás lejos o cerca de mí, yo te puedo sentir.
Radio needs it because it's a new sound, and radio needs to play a record like that.
Well, tell us about the record itself. How did you come across this particular project, and then you said, you know what, this would be perfect for Eli Jas?
Well, I'm a start and Eli to finish. I found a good friend of mine that I actually worked on the DLG record with. His name is Chris Hierro, and he has a group called Taxi Amarillo, and they're like a R&B, pop, rock, Spanish band, and Chris is actually the keyboard player for Alejandro Sanz, and but he's an incredible songwriter. And I was telling him, I said, listen, I found this girl, she's incredible. I need one of those Chris Hierro songs or whatever. He was like, all right, well, let me hear it. And I had set up a meeting where they could meet, and you know, he could hear her sing. And when they met, he liked it right away, and they started working on the song, and Eli could take it from there.
I'm telling you, the chemistry that I had with Chris Hierro was perfect. I'm telling you, we started Tu Me Haces Volar, and we finished it within an hour. So I'm telling you that he produced the record, like, you know, just like, you know, laying down the main parts and stuff, the main producing, like, parts and everything like that. We wrote down the lyrics, and, you know, it's just kind of like, okay, what do you want to write about? And I was like, all right, I listened to the beat that he has, and it's kind of like, okay, this sounds like a love song to me. So that's basically how it started, and then we came up with the phrase Tu Me Haces Volar, which is you make me fly. So we came up with it within an hour, and this is how it started. The first song, our baby was born, basically. And, you know, from then on, we've just been creating a lot of emotional, very nice songs.
And this is a Spanish.
Hopefully everybody likes them.
And Eli, this is a Spanish language baby, and you hadn't played with that kind of baby before. So what was that like when you get a lyric sheet and the lyrics are Spanish, and up until now you've done English and R&B?
I mean, it's not like, you know, I'm so foreign to the Spanish language because, you know, I've grown up in, come on now, I'm Dominican, Chilean, Panamanian. So it's kind of like I'm always surrounded by Spanish music, salsa, merengue, all that good stuff. So basically, it was just me just trying to get used to, I guess, singing in Spanish. that was the only, I guess just getting used to it. You're feeling comfortable within it because I was always singing R&B, and R&B is just like, that comes off right away. But just getting comfortable and just not being afraid to experiment.
And I'm telling you,
little by little, it gets easier.
And I'm telling you, the hook is what stays in your head. It's one of those hooks that you can just hum it and hum it and hum it, and you keep humming it. And that's the key to a lot of songs. I mean, there are some songs that when you hear them, and it's nice. And there are other songs that they kind of stay in your head. And Tu Me Haces Volar is one of those songs where I'm just constantly humming it. I don't know if it's because I've heard it so many times or because I like it so much, but it's a real memorable song.
Definitely. And it's one of my favorites. I mean, with the songs that you're going to hear by me, you're basically going to hear Eli Jas. You're going to get to know Eli Jas. That's what I wanted, basically, for you to get to know who I really am. So Tu Me Haces Volar was basically from a time from where I was in love. I was very happy with this guy, and, it was just caught in the moment. And especially the fact that we're shooting the video also, where I think we're going to finish it up on this Friday coming up. And you're just going to see, especially like, facial expressions, body language, you're going to see the love that is portrayed in this song. So hopefully everybody that listens to it, they feel the same, and, they think about the loves of their lives, and they get to connect to it.
So for we don't think that this is like an overnight sensation in your career. You've been doing it for a little more than 14, 15 years. Let our listeners know a little bit about you, what you've done up until this point.
I've always been working with the music. I started off with my R&B music, of course. I've always been in school. I've always been juggling school and music. So I'm actually a big nerd. So when I'm not doing music, I'm either writing like a 20-page essay or something like that. Other than music, I've always been. I was actually in school before I met Angel. I was in school at John Jay, studying criminal justice and psychology.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a big nerd when it comes to that. I think it's very interesting. When it comes to the music stuff, I'm very open to different genres. I love rock music, I love pop music, R&B, all this good stuff. And so I try to interpret that into my music. So you're going to hear a couple songs that sound a little bit, you're going to be like, is this really bachata? But it'll surprise you, and I think people will like it.
Is Eli Jas, and this is for either one of you, is Eli Jas a personality? Is it a character? Or is it you who we're talking to now on the Celebrity Hotline? Well, because sometimes
you guys are talking to Eli Jas, you're talking to me. The way that we came up with this name is I was blessed to have a long name. So my whole name is Julissa Elise Jasmine Ruiz.
Holy smokes,
and Eli Jas came from Elise Jasmine.
Okay.
Set it up. Yeah, so it's simple. And, I really didn't want to have, like, a different type of name, like, Lady Gaga, like, try to, create a different, something that wasn't me. So I was like, this is perfect. Eli Jas. That's it.
Well, that is perfect, because when Angel said he changed the name, when Angel said we had to, do something about the name, I'm thinking, okay, Beyonce became Sasha Fierce, and so Eli Jas's real name must have been like Jane Smith or something. No. It was like Eli Jas. I feel like it was just perfect. Instead of just being, because I was using Julissa. I was just using Julissa, which is kind of plain. So I was like, let's spice it up a little bit. Use Eli Jas.
Yeah,
and it's me.
Before Eli Jas, we had Jay Reeves.
Jay Reeves.
That was.
Yeah, when we did the R&B stuff, I wanted it to be a little more flair to it. So we put Jay Reeves. I forgot how we spelled the J, but it was Jreeze for if we were gonna do like pop R&B, and then when we switched it to the Latin side, we added the Eli Jas. Actually, we can't take credit for that. We have to give our girl Itana, our publicist in Toronto, Canada, who actually helped us come up with the name.
Qué felicidad poder disfrutar de un amor inigualable como el que tú me das. ¿Quién iba a imaginar sin tener que buscar? Te pareciste, mi mundo ya no es igual. Como nadie más. No importa si estás lejos o cerca de mí, yo te puedo
Eli Jas is a brand. And I think that she's going to be able to sing. She's going to be able to do TV. She's going to be able to do movies. She's going to have clothes. She's going to have younger girls, wanting to be like her, wear her clothes, kind of a la, Madonna. Madonna, when she came out, she had a style that everybody was dressed like Madonna, headbands and all these bracelets and, these punk rockish clothes. And I think that we're creating that stuff for her now. And being that she's so-called the princess of bachata, we're not really trying to use that, but her, doing bachata at her age kind of gives her that title. But she's, the younger girls are going to look at Eli Jas and want to be like her. So I think that it's a bigger spectrum of the business for her, not just for her to be a singer, but to be a overall superstar in every facet of the business.
Wow, Eli, there's no pressure on you at all to be Madonna.
I know. I mean, I want to stress this, and I really want to inspire younger people and people my age just to do what they love. And I feel like with the team that I have, that I have such a great team, and they're so down to earth that it's not even going to be hard to do that, to express that in my music and to express that in interviews and as a person and just, to be myself. And, I feel like things are going the right path, and I'm very happy and very content, and I'm just looking towards the future and,
It's kind of funny to hear Angel say what he's saying and to hear you saying some of these things. Very reminiscent of the types of things that somebody like Selena was saying when she was coming out of Texas and she was young, and she knew at that time that she wanted to impact the younger audience, and that's exactly what she did before she had to leave. And that's kind of what you're doing now. You're saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my mark, and I'm going to follow somebody else's footsteps, yet I'm going to create my own.
Well, she gets a lot of comparisons to Selena and a lot of these other artists. I think what's good about our team and what's good about Eli Jas, and even our producer for that matter, because our producer who's producing the song with her does a lot of stuff for a lot of people, but he doesn't he does it based on what they want, and with us we let him do what he feels that he wants to do. And Eli Jas too, there's not so many artists that gets the freedom to write and to give their input on songs and their career, because a lot of the times, people who find an artist for the first time, feel like they don't know anything or whatever. We're gonna give you the song, you sing it, and then that's it. But with us, we give everybody the freedom to do what they feel they want to do to make their kind of music.
So how is it, Eli, that you put your stamp on what the producers were giving to you at this time?
I mean, the creation process is basically, laying down the track, laying down the producing, and then, I don't know, it's just creating. The process of creating is kind of back and forth. It's kind of like, okay, so what song are we going to write about? Okay, we should write about this. It's kind of like being open, being very, very open, and trying out different things.
Mi mundo ya no es igual.